Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ashes Wednesday, where we're doing a series on the deck that I built last week for Lulu. It's Firststone, by the way.
Yeah, it's not Firestone.
Firststone.
Everybody thinks it's Firestone.
It's not Firestone. It's not Firststone. It's Firststone.
The original stone was fire, though.
Meanwhile, while I'm trying that deck out for the first time, if you missed it last week, we built the deck and talked about some previews. We're also going to be talking about hero culture in America. Just kidding. That was a pre-stream conversation that was going on.
Did you guys hear 10? Did you hear 10? I try to look at my face, and sometimes it doesn't work very well.
It's it's really impossible to look at your own face. To actually see your own face.
Oh, like without a mirror?
Yeah, it's not. That's not necessarily just your face, right? It's a reflection of your face in something that could be obscuring. You know how some mirrors, like you can have two mirrors next to each other, and your face is like slightly different proportions and like width and stuff.
Yeah.
You can never really know
what your true face looks like?
Yeah, it's really crazy.
I just asked my wife.
She doesn't know.
She says it's getting worse over time.
Like all things.
Like all things. What's up? Hello, welcome.
What's that? Mono.
Welcome to the stream. Mono no Wari.
There it is. All things must pass.
Must pass, that's right.
I get it. I particularly go off track for the Ashes
it's because we're an intimate family, I would say.
Well, someone said I think it was in an Ashes stream, that they track how many minutes into each stream it takes for us to get sidetracked, and I like to make it immediately.
Yeah, well, there's no sidetrack if this is the track, you know?
Yeah. What are you sleeving here? What are you playing? What am I playing against?
I'm playing Ekko. Zach's playing Lulu. We're going to see how Lulu does against some sweet board control Ekko action. And then you're going to make some changes, obviously. Yeah. And we're going to talk about how you can make some changes to beat this deck after it inevitably wrecks you.
Mark me. Mock me. We're going to come back to that point in the stream later after I win, and it'll be funny.
How's everybody doing out there? I see Alex delivering the mail, as usual.
Tim Aiken saying, oh man, not even 1 minute in, and we're already getting philosophical.
You know, Alex played a Azalea deck last night and beat a Starvo.
Just random?
Yeah, I just wanted to call that out. He texted me about it this morning.
Well,
on Discord, which you can join. If you're not on the Discord, get on the Discord.
You should be.
In fact, the moment that I was, well, it's not true, but if it were true, this is how it would work. The moment that I got on that Discord and started actually engaging with people as human beings, instead of every way else that I was doing it for the past 10 years on Facebook, Twitter, and GoofyGram or whatever, I would never go back. Never. It's clearly the right way to be doing it.
Man, you got some hot takes today.
It's not that hot. I've had that take for many years.
Never's a long time.
They've seen me, you guys have seen me rail about this many times.
But I believe you this
time. But like, is Discord not just 1,000 times better?
It is better in every way than a forum or a Facebook group.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. It's not really serving the need of a Facebook feed or an Instagram feed or whatever.
It's serving the need of like Facebook groups.
I feel like it's serving the need of why. So like a lot of the times, here's how it goes with social media or Reddit or anything else. I get home, I got 10 minutes to myself or something, and it's like I'm just gonna sit down and just like zone out and stare at this screen for a bit. Mm-hmm. And then you start scrolling and looking through it, and then you're like, now that I feel worse, I'm gonna go do something else, make dinner or whatever. But with Discord, it's like I have that 10 minutes and I'm like, cool, engaging conversation, nice. See how people are doing, oh, that's a cool idea, that's nice. And then I'm like, great, I'm gonna go cook some dinner. Very different, right?
I think one of the key differences there is that Discord is like live. You're actually chatting with people.
Yeah, well, I do catch up. I go to the back, I go to the hundreds of messages.
Yeah, but like when you're leaving a message, it's live. So
yeah, it's live.
It's not.
Can't take it back to like this stream.
There's like, it's the comments on Facebook are almost like writing a letter. Not that you should make it letter length, but like you're leaving a public comment, and it feels like it's like I'm, inscribing my message here. Yeah. This thing.
Hey, you guys also should join us. I made a joke. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, so we'll get to see how that turns out. You won't see it on stream until Monday, but I've been growing it out like Zach. so that I wanted to give the hair professionals as much to work with as possible.
You know, you're only a solid 12 months away from being able to donate your hair.
That's right. Like some parts of it, like even not, you know what I mean? It'd be certain parts of it. But also join us tomorrow. We've got a special stream going on tomorrow, about 1 o'clock, 1:30, as you might expect.
It'll be a good time.
It'll be a good time. You should make a point to check in tomorrow.
Good comment here. Awesome. Caesar's Peak saying, I recently joined your Discord for the Marvel Champions community, and I got to say what a great group of people. They've been very helpful.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, nothing but helpful folks in there. All right, where's Alex here? A happy medium between an anonymous message board and being able to see everyone's every move and thought. Yeah, that is. It's probably good to find a balance there in the middle.
Caster wants to know if you're growing their hair out for the Azalea cosplay.
I'm not. No. In fact, my relationship with Azalea is more jaded than ever.
Yeah. Former relationship.
Yeah.
Not active.
I do think she's the one in the gas mask on Trash Hot, though.
Speculation. Unhinged.
All right, so who's gonna win, Lulu or Ekko?
Ekko's good, man.
Ekko's real good. Let's go to the table.
Can you give me those little dice boards? Oh, they're over here. I got them.
Yeah. All right, so we started the series. Zach and I built a Lulu deck together. Basically, Zach built it, and I threw some thoughts and kind of challenge. You know how it goes when you're building a deck, especially with other people. Kind of a collaborative process. You know, you're like, well, maybe should you do that? Should you do this? And that happens on the Discord a lot, actually, to bring that segue back around.
Right back around.
So that was happening. We got a first draft, a concept here. And Zach, can you give us the Cliff's Notes of that concept, what you're trying to do with this deck? It's important to know your game plan going in.
Yeah. So the deck centers around a card called Fighting Spirit, which is a side action ready spell board spell. Costs 1 time die. One of these are your hourglasses. And effectively, it's got a static effect. After a unit I control leaves play that has 1 or more status tokens on it, after it's destroyed, I get to put a status token on the spell.
Yep.
And those can just keep stacking, right? Now, interestingly, I got to be careful. Once this is exhausted, that text is blank.
Oh, right.
So
when I
use this is relevant in the turn because the value I'm trying to extract is things that come into play that want status tokens that help me in the moment, but then when they leave, you're going to put a status token here, right? So you're kind of recapturing some of the value.
Yeah.
More like in a Maoni deck, when a Silver Snake with a bunch of status token goes away, you kind of get nothing for it.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
And then at some point, as a side action, you can exhaust this thing, add X to the attack value of something for the rest of the turn, that X is equal to the number of status tokens on the spell. And then you move a status token from it to the unit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a unit that naturally wants a status token, or
it seems easy,
does something that is good with status tokens, they get this immediate boost, and also they get the status token.
Yep.
Of course. So that's really nice. Now, you get 2 or 3 of these things out, and every time a unit leaves play with a status token, all of them get a token. And so that really lets you start having the status token economy going on.
You're basically extracting value, turning it into attack, so you can threaten big swings with the board being open.
That's right. And then on top of that, you have kind of key units here. One is the Squall Stallion. So Squall Stallions like to be in pairs because when they take their side action, all your Squall Stallions on the table get this effect.
Yeah.
You get the status token.
Yeah, super good.
So they want status tokens, and their attack is equal to the number of status tokens. So use a side action of theirs to put one on, let's say you have 2 of these things out if you're lucky. Great. Now they're both getting plus attack. Then you have things like Fighting Spirit to, let's say you destroy those units, right? And the Squall Stallions are nice. They're a little beefy. They got that 3 health.
They are beef. Yeah, they're
but let's say
good.
you get rid of them. Then I get status tokens on all my Fighting Spirits, right? So later when I play Squall Stallions, I can use this to kind of refill them, right? And give them attack and do this kind of stuff. Also, Lulu's ability is how you get that spark.
Yeah.
Spark of the Rebellion here. Something about lighting the fire, they'll burn down the First Order, etc. Anyways, it attaches to a unit. It's +1 attack. And then you can discard it to do damage to something as an action. But that ability also places a status token. So very quickly you can start stacking status tokens up. Then other things that are notable are bringing in the Guilders for my protection. Right, got to guard the units. And then you just have fun stuff like the Summon Omenbringer. the Omenbringer itself lets you remove an exhaustion token from something. So like, ideal use of this is you have Fighting Spirit. You use Fighting Spirit to place a token, give plus attack, and attack with that thing. Then, if that thing technically is the Omenbringer immediately unexhausts that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to use it, but then also not lose the ability to stack up those status tokens on that spell. And there's a lot of fun little interactions like that. And units like Standard Bearer. Anyways, there's stuff packed in the deck to try to make use of that. But I think Fighting Spirit is when you're talking about you have 5 or 6 status tokens on one as an example. Any unit I have that gets an open field. So if there's ever a moment where you're exhausted
constant threat, yeah,
or whatever, it's like I have a looming giant threat. So
it's
even
having a rhino on the board.
Yeah, if you're looking over and you've got stuff that you could attack with, let's say I leave it open, you could just hit me.
Yeah,
it's like, well, can you?
Yeah,
because if I can just play anything and then use this thing, I have too much damage coming back.
Yeah, because the return fire is going to be solid. What's up, Colin? Colin in the chat. Poke Phantom, time for Ashes. It is time for Ashes. Tim Aiken asking about spoilers today from last week's and today's article. We got the one from last week, didn't we? Do you want to go over those?
Yeah. Do you have the one from today?
I think it's just the last week, right? We decided to do the last week.
Today's the 16th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have. Let's see what we've got. Let's see if we've got.
Like, do you have the Dreamlock Mage?
Oh wow, that art's awesome.
It is awesome.
We do. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the Dreamlock Mage then. Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
So this is the article up over on the Pod site right now.
Let's take a little bit. See, we know what your deck's trying to do.
Yeah.
We know Ekko's coming in here trying to disrupt your plans. The exhaustion could be a problem for your deck. We talked about how that could be an issue because it removes one of your threats. So we'll set that up, and now let's look at what's coming up next. What is it? Demona and Hope?
Yep. I think this is on the Hope side of things. I know you're an Illusionist fan.
Though. Oh my gosh.
So action to play 2 masks.
Dreamlock Mage.
Yeah. 2 attack, 3 life, good number. 1 recovery. Restrict, side action. Look at this. Doesn't even exhaust. Lower 1 die on its power side in a target opponent's pool 1 level. They've got a frog showing, lower it. They got a snake showing, lower it.
That's awesome.
Permanently.
Now this is a unit.
Yeah. So this is the kind of unit to me, if power dice matter to your deck, this comes into play and you have to deal with it.
Or it's just like knock it down, main action, get rid of the unit that they can't protect with the snake anymore.
Yeah.
This is huge value.
Yeah.
Huge utility.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the kind of unit that if you put it into play, I probably have to deal with it.
How can Ash's art also keep getting better?
Don't know.
That is not something I expected.
It's really good. And it does. Like, look at this one. Dream Fracture, the next card. Have you seen this?
No.
Looks painful. Side action, masks a play at ready spellboard spell. Action, exhaust. Choose a target opponent that has 1 or more dice in their active pool. Lower 1 die in their active pool 1 level. Then deal 1 damage to their target Phoenixborn if they have no dice on the power side in their active pool.
Oh, it's this theme. Oh, this theme's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you don't get power dice, and then when you don't have power dice, it's really bad for you.
That's going to be something. So I imagine we're going to see this. This seems to be a theme of Hope. Is probably a lot of
named.
Keep them off of power dice and then punish them for not having power dice. So they're going to want to meditate a bunch, which means you're now have a new lane of mill that you can start to pursue under illusion, which is awesome.
Yeah,
this is exciting. Actually, it's the only. This is the only game where mill is exciting.
Yeah, because mill is a function of the core game, not you not playing
alternate.
The game. Yeah.
And then we got Keepsake here. Look at that. Again, art's awesome. It's a ready spell. It's just a main action to put it in. After 1 or more dice, we've got the theme already. After 1 or more dice in an opponent's active pool are re-rolled, lowered in level, or changed to a side of your choice, place 1 status token on the spell for each affected die without exceeding 4. So even stuff that they do that re-rolls their dice, there's what's the Phoenixborn that nobody likes that re-rolls their dice?
I can see her.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's not Jessa.
She's got the copy spell, I think.
Copycat.
Yeah. Looks like kind of like Harley Quinn.
Yeah. What's her name? I'm at a loss.
Victoria.
Vicky.
Victoria. Victoria Glassfire? No, that's not her.
Yeah,
Vicky?
It's Victoria.
Okay, Victoria. So you can put statuses on the spell, and then you exhaust. Main action.
Yeah, Glassfire. You had it.
Right on. Nailed it. And amass. Discard the spell. Deal damage to a target unit equal to the number of status tokens on this spell. Well, this is interesting Huh. You know what's being played with here is this idea that ready spells can be in and out of the spell board. It's not like you're establishing your opening line. Yeah. It's like, well, discard this, put a new thing out, discard that. This is illusion.
That's a great area to play with.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, no, these are solid. These are really good previews.
Wow.
And we covered last week's artwork already, right?
I think we didn't. We can look. Dreamlock Mage is insane though. I get jacked for Dreamlock Mage.
Yeah, it looks awesome, and that ability is really. I
think it's a game changer.
It's not like it immediately shuts you down, but you cannot let it go on.
I think it's a game changer.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, what's the previous one? Queen of Lightning. Did we do that
last week? The first card's Reinforce, which is I think we've definitely done these.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did it.
And Crystal Armor, and then the Adept Duelist that I love.
Yeah, it looks great. Man, I'm jacked for this stuff. Bring it on. Tim said we didn't cover that article. Maybe we just talked about it ourselves.
I could have.
I'm certain we talked about it, right?
I remember that Duelist specifically.
Yeah.
I remember popping in Crystal Armor.
Yeah, we talked in Crystal Armor for sure. Yeah, we definitely popped in Crystal Armor.
Kraz saying, hey all, greetings from Germany.
What's up? Kraz Spitzdulch.
The stream today is officially worldwide.
Yeah, we've done it. We're going international.
Right, you ready to lose?
I'm ready to win. I almost said lose. You almost got me. Actually, although I have forgotten my first 5 here, so give me just a second.
I'm already winning.
This one. Now, of course, I'm going to adapt it. Knowing that Lulu's coming out, what should I expect? What does that spark do? +1 in damage?
The most popular Lulu deck is a burn deck.
What a surprise.
I'm not playing burn, though. That's the surprise.
That is the surprise. If I saw you and Lulu, I would think this is a burn deck.
Could have easily gone burn.
All right, so I'm going to play some dads then. I'm going to play big stuff.
Dads.
After this unit is destroyed, an opponent controlled by a tagging member, one will take a favorite Phoenix point. Okay, Master Vampire is compelling.
Always. Those vampires are tricky.
And Grave Knight's compelling too.
Yeah, you like the undead things, it seems.
Do I dare play both on the same turn? I think this is the beef list, though. Yeah, this is the beef list. Okay.
You got all those big bodies?
No, don't worry about it. I don't have anything.
I remember this. It's like, why do you keep playing giant things?
Yeah, this is like a really good deck. I can't remember what it's supposed to do. I think I'm just supposed to play big stuff. And make sure the vampires live. This deck actually has a real... this is not my deck. Isn't this somebody else's deck? Probably an impossible German. Or...
all the decks we were playing at the end of last year were all built by notable community members.
All right, well, hey, are you ready?
Meanwhile,
are you ready? Stream, you ready? Everybody ready? Let's get into it. Hype man today is Steven.
Speaking about getting into it,
let's play some Ashes.
We have the Cocktail World Tour starting back up today, which I'm excited about. It's been a minute.
I haven't had a drink since. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh wait, how many basics you get before we?
I've got 2 basics.
I have 2 basics.
Oh, come on, for real? I love this roll.
Yeah, I do too. I forgot.
Gentlemen's agreement. Keep it all. Four.
3.
2.
You get choice.
I got 4. I'm gonna go second.
But I doubled my frogs.
Only in Ashes. I doubled my frogs. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this like you. Obviously.
Almost got him
kind
twice.
Kind of a redundant statement. What's up, Alex? Is this a good deck? Yes. No, it can't be Stevens. Can you believe that?
Just thinking the heat.
Yeah, well.
I feel like Ranger players got to stick together, though.
No, dude, it's deserved. Because I say a lot of things about Alex on the stream, and he's defenseless. Just delivering the mail. He can't defend himself. I've earned it. I've earned it.
All right, dude. You ready to party?
Yeah. Let's play some Ashes.
I'm going to play Fighting Spirit as a side action.
What are you going to be looking for during this game?
Victory.
Building Lulu Part 2. What are you going to be testing? What's in your brain here?
So, the dice are kind of tied on the opening, which is normal because you want to use all your dice.
Yeah.
And realistically, there's a lot of hopes and dreams tied to how this is actually going to function.
Yeah.
And so it's just about actually getting in there and seeing what is working. And like even the next hand I draw, how are my resources allowing me to play these cards? I think once you get into 4 colors, you start... It's got to be intentional deck design.
Inconsistency could start to crop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I commonly find myself, and it's just little signs like, what cards do I draw that I'd never want to play? And like
Great question.
In Ashes, you know, it's like you draw back up, so you don't want to get stuck on cards you don't want.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And you really need to look, is Fighting Spirit really going to present much of a threat?
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to be looking for as your testing partner.
Summon Gilder, over to you.
Okay. I quite like this. I'm just gonna start with a Grave Knight.
He likes the beef. Oof.
I need to actually make sure I'm doing this right.
He's so beefy.
Yeah, he's got beef. A lot of it. I need to, so toss that basic out. I figure that's scary, right? It's like, what can you what do you play?
It is scary.
It's got to be blocked,
Let's meditate.
All right.
1.
Oof, survival of the fittest. What's up?
It's gone. Let me see if there's anything else I need while we're here.
You could just do a trade here. 3 dice for survival of the fittest would kill. Is it anything without a status token or without a token on it, or with a token?
Without a token.
I think I'd be okay with that. But.
Then we're just gonna play a Summon Squall Stallion, which are we?
Okay. Let's go. Side action, we're going to meditate 1. And then we might meditate another one. We're going to look at our dice and make sure that we're good. We're good all around. We'll meditate 1 more. Crescendo and Fester, and I'm playing the goods there. It's like, uh-oh. This person pays attention.
He's playing a real deck.
And then I'll do Summon Lightbringer.
He's playing all the annoying stuff. I see. I was just here to have a good time, and he's doing that. This deck's gonna have to
Welcome
get
to
good real
Ashes,
quick.
fam.
Literally, episode 3 is going to be Zach turns Lulu into a burn deck. I'm over it.
I gotta kill these things. I might just take 4 damage here, honestly.
I know you might.
Maybe I should have there. I don't know.
I'm going to play a Summon Omen Bringer.
It's just really scary. Yeah. You got 16 health. Nothing to redirect you. Yeah, I'm gonna swing for 4.
You got it. Hopefully you don't have something to...
That Omen Bringer is an awesome summon book.
Yes, it is.
Like it's one of the better summons.
Got the big bird on there.
Yeah.
How can you read it if it just has a bird on it? I don't understand. It's like a picture book.
It's more of a feelings book than a reading book.
Chaos Theory saying, man, it's been months since I played this game using my actual cards and dice. Feels so good. It does feel great. Won't it feel great to come to Tulsa and play it in a big event or something?
That would be cool. Would be cool.
Wouldn't it? How long do you think before we can share renders of the new store?
That's a good question.
Never?
Don't have a good answer for you.
Don't show anything until it's done? Is that our philosophy? It's not
Yeah.
my philosophy.
No, that's exactly it.
I talk about everything when I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Even spilled the beans on Discord to Colin this morning.
About what?
Nothing. If you never find out, it never happened. Take a 10.
Take another.
Take another.
All right.
You just drag the studio out to the lot and live stream from there.
Yeah, just sit down
That's
in
right.
the parking lot.
I'm going to summon a Squall Stallion.
Hmm.
It's going to cost me a music note and a basic. And then when I... No, let's use one of these basics. When I summon, I get to draw a card. Then I will side action.
This is the moment,
Place
right?
a card from my hand on the bottom of my deck. And put a status token on it.
You're not gonna spark it?
No.
Oh.
We're not there yet.
Okay. I'm not done yet.
I've got other uses for my sparks.
I'm not done yet. Okay, well.
Obsidian saying beans were everywhere this morning.
I'm just gonna Lightbringer it.
Yeah, sure. Alright, so my main action I have to attack.
That's right.
Got to attack. We will frog into your Lightbringer.
Frog the light.
And then Stallion will attack Ekko.
For 1?
Yep.
Got it.
I'm just not going to worry about that Grave Knight.
It's not important.
It'll eventually take care of itself.
It's not important.
Probably.
Alright, I'm gonna play a summon Turtle Guard.
Uh-huh. Mine?
Yep. Takes the main and the side.
Yeah. Let's summon my Omen Bringer. Which is going to be
Does that guide you?
here. I'll show you.
Top 2 cards of a draw pile. Place each card on the top or bottom. When this unit is declared as an attacker, if it has 1 or more stats, you may remove 1 stat from a ready spell. Okay. Kill him. What's up, Van? Stream can start.
Leaf. Basic. I'll summon like this.
Okay.
And then I will side
I
action.
can tell you having to think. It must be a homebrew.
Spark.
This good Ashes decks, you don't have to think too much when you
Or
play.
the spark that'll light the fire. It'll burn down. Something.
It's a 3-attack bird.
Oh yeah.
And it unexhausts a thing.
You got it. Come on. Oh yeah, forewarn. Comes into play, you may look at the top 2 cards of a target opponent's draw pile. I'm going to look at the top 2 cards of your deck.
My draw pile, please.
Yeah, I'm going to opt for you.
You got 1 card left over there?
Put that on bottom and that on top.
What do you want me to have on top here?
What I don't want you to have on top is that card.
Okay, so you got the Omen Bringer out.
Yep. It's ready to party, dude.
It's got +1 attack.
Yep.
Alright, let's summon a turtle.
Turtle.
3/2 unit guard, or 2/3 unit guard. Oh, don't forget the Omen Bringer ability. Oh no, it doesn't matter until, right, you got
That's the ability. Just
Yeah.
do.
When you attack, it will unexhaust something.
Yeah.
Which strictly won't matter, right?
Won't matter this turn now.
Unless it was Fighting Spirit again. What's up? I play Purple Derek. We'll be jumping back into Lord of the Rings tomorrow. We got a special stream tomorrow, which you should join us for. It'll be really fun. You'll like it. Watch some stuff. And then next week on Thursday, we are planning to jump back into Lord of the Rings. So, join us tomorrow, and then join us next Thursday as well for the content you're actively looking for. Join us tomorrow for the content you're not looking for, but will enjoy. Content.
Deck's annoying, dude.
Yeah, it's just beef. You got to get through the beef, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the eagle versus turtle matchup is a no-brainer, right? I've seen that play out in nature. I watch Planet Earth.
I think interesting choice. You're gonna play something beefy. That's what I know.
You figured out the deck.
I'll pass.
Oh, it's a pass. Okay. I'll play Summon Salamander Monk.
That old thing? I'll pass still.
Is that one of those? No, it's just a turtle.
Leonardo? Michelangelo? Raphael?
No, it's kind of scary to have all these units out.
Yeah, what is this? What is this craziness? It'd be a real shame if someone had a board clear, wouldn't it? They didn't clear their own stuff.
With one frog.
Well, not this turn.
Not this turn.
This
but I get the
last
first swing. I mean, my gosh,
Come
you
and get
better
it, man.
watch out. You better watch out, man.
Gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today. Let's go ahead and summon a monk.
Yeah. I'll summon a Gilder and do damage to the monk.
You got it. He turns right into a ghost. Ghost. That didn't cost you anything, or you gotta spend that die?
I spent the leaf, yeah. Back over to you.
Okay. It's the target of an attack, okay. Block or be chosen the target. You got some beef too, you know. You're not beefless.
Not beefless in Seattle.
Beefless in Seattle. Oh sure. I'll throw this Master Vampire out
There we are. Oof.
Can't be guarded against. Let's get him. I'll have what I want.
Jiminy crickets. I can't believe you
Remember the first time you were playing a good deck and I had my
Yeah.
oh man, I've got this, and then I just got wrecked.
You're just doing so much with that many.
Synergy? What about beef?
You might need to take a couple weeks off here. Rethink well.
This is the first step in building an Ashes deck.
Yeah.
It's just getting plowed.
Christ.
In fact, in building any deck, usually this is what Fab or anything else. You have an idea, the well-honed decks destroy it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, no, I'm gonna out-hone.
Crazy.
And I'm gonna have a snack.
Part 2. Feeding Lulu to a pulp.
Yeah. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Phew. Disgusting. I'll pass. Let's just let it go bad.
This is too funny, man. I've not been on this side of it before.
Yeah.
Really.
To think, at one point I was playing a deck that beat this deck.
Okay. Let's see. You attack for 3. Then you can discard the spark and deal 1
Burn the first order now.
to kill the Master Vampire. Wrong. Squall Stallion off the board. Take nothing in return. Great. Gilder off the board. Not terribly exciting. Omenbringer stays on the table. And see then, if you take Squall Stallion off the table, you get a token on Fighting Spirit, is that right? After a unit you control with more status tokens is destroyed, place one of them here, and then you can side action be a 4-attack bird if you want.
Caw.
You really need life, though. You could be a Gilder, though. You could be a 1-attack Gilder. That's kind of annoying. Well.
How the turns table.
Here we go again. So you do 3 to me. I can't allow... That spark's good.
It is good.
That's an A+ spark.
There's some sparks of ideas here.
It's an A+ spark. I'm gonna try to build this board though. All right, I'm gonna no guardy on your Squall Stallion.
You got it. And do a damage to my Phoenix Born or something?
No, I heal one.
There it is. Oh, great. All my work.
All right, what now?
I don't like that frog. I don't.
Gregory Scott's so funny. Did you see this comment? Coming from the Fab stream, it's nice to see Steven dominating with something.
Zinger.
Yikes. What's that card that is? It doesn't cost 0 to play, right? Have you made a mistake?
No.
Okay.
I knew what I was getting into. So it's an option. I can either ping you like I did earlier,
Yeah.
or
play one. Nature's Wrath, maybe.
why would I play that card? All right, let's think. Three. It's a good number. Okay. What I'm gonna do is take an action. And
I don't know. I just assume.
you're not exactly.
Maybe I should have swung with that spirit.
Let's do an action and pop the spirit off.
Okay, you got it.
Right. Over to you.
Seeing as I have nothing to do, I will pass.
Excellent. We'll Fighting Spirit and move this here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll swing for 3 at your Grave Knight and clear the Fighting Spirit.
Nice. That's good. And then if it dies, you get 2 back on the spirit?
Just 1. It's every time something with any status. Yeah, but then I could use it again on the old mousy mouse.
Okay. Yeah. I think you'll get to do that.
Likely.
Yeah, I'm going to block that.
All right, so I do 3, get rid of me. This comes back here. Back over to you.
Pass.
All right, do I want to do it? Yeah, I do.
There's no losing in it, I don't think, is there?
Yeah, because this on unexhausted, he leaves, then I get a thing back. So I'll go 1 here, and then we'll punch you for 1.
You got me.
Fair exchange.
Fair exchange for sure.
I enter the turn with a mouse. You've got a Master Vampire and a Grave Knight, and you're 3 health ahead. Something went wrong. It's a bad exchange.
It's funny stuff, man.
Yeah, real life's funny sometimes. If you ever wondering why bad things happen to good people, it's for comedic relief.
Lord has a sense of humor.
Jeez. Just getting pounded.
Might be a short stream today.
That would be okay.
I'm going to be done before this cocktail serves.
Embarrassing. Oh, don't you know? Oh, but KS Theory's like, hey, you exhaust Fighting Spirit, so you won't get the token on it. And he's like, oh, Omen Bringer, just kidding. It's almost like that synergy was meant to happen.
Almost the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I appreciate you taking the no dice this round handicap for me.
All right. Wait, no, I rolled these, didn't I? I just rolled those.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could just move the board instead, but
No way, man. I like that. I got them. That's in my top board. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm just gonna take the thing in front of me. Well. That's, I mean, yeah, sure, right? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, so you could echo and then do 7, presumably. Yeah. Or you could play it a little bit more. I don't know. I think that's so good, though. It's just so good. It's funny the amount of options, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree, Nick. Pinging the Lightbringer to swing for 1 into the Phoenix Born was not the correct line. This is why we play.
Oh yeah, it's not the deck. It's
Also the pilot.
Okay, so I've got a lot of great things to do here, as you might expect. What I should do though. Is it worth 3 damage? Yeah, I'm just gonna follow my instinct here, which I think is wrong. Swing for 7?
I don't think that was wrong at all.
Yeah, well, so like you can swing Grave Knight on Gilder. It has to be blocked, so Grave Knight on Lulu. Gilder has to block. You take 1 from Overkill. I've still got the Vampire up for a heal. So like Long Ashes, it's probably right to not put all those eggs in that basket. But I don't know. Getting you 5 away is pretty good.
It means there's not going to be a Long Ashes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for the quickest eject button. Okay.
There's not going to be a Long Ashes.
Yeah, summon Squall Stallion. Why not? Let's get the Steel Stallion.
Oh man, that's funny.
I draw a card.
That's funny stuff, man.
It's just true, dude. It's just true. And then let's go ahead and side action. Put a card on the bottom. Over to you.
Okay.
Lulu has 16 health.
Okay. How do we want to go about this one? Options. Do. This isn't even an exhausty deck, it doesn't seem like. Let's go. Not Lightbringer yet. Let's summon a turtle. Pass to either.
Turtle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, if Zach watched the Shuffle Bus stream last night, he'd know that there's plenty of game left at that health.
I ain't scared. There is still plenty of game left.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's summon my friend Omenbringer. Let's see what else is here.
What was on Shuffle Bus last night, Nick? What did everybody get up to? Any good matches?
And then we'll spark.
It's good stuff.
I need a basic belief. Here. I don't know. I don't think I need another music. I could use another time die though. That's gonna be good. Okay. Over to you.
All right, I'm gonna main action fire archer. I'm gonna do 1 to the Squall Stallion, and then I'm gonna meditate 2 here.
He does a damage to a Phoenix.
Oh, right on. Hold on. Let's not do that. I gotta read the cards.
Ekko versus Brennan, apparently.
Ooh, that would be an interesting one. I wonder if the Ekko deck was like this one.
Probably wouldn't be shocked.
Let's see. Do we want to go in? like that. Okay, well that's actually that's a bit different there. Yeah, we'll stick with it.
That clock's clicking.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna meditate 2.
Yeah.
Sympathy, pain, and a crescendo. I'm gonna pump these up. Feed them to the lions. Beef. Beef, beef, beef.
Let me think about this for a second.
Sounds like Nick's saying it was an incredible match last night. But he did say, if you read the chat log, that this is actually the premier match to watch.
This match here?
Mm-hmm.
This here?
He's like, last night was the exhibition. It was like the kind of the AAA teams, and this is the pros.
When you play that Fire Archer?
Sure. You want to reverse the clock a little
ice
bit?
trap him.
You got some time dice?
I haven't done anything. I'm just nuking him. You did your thing. I'm still thinking about it. And then let's
Just keep that reaction window wide open. Let's just, keep the door open for a few days. Like,
thinking,
after
man.
you played it is technically any time after.
I'm still in that moment, dude.
Sure, you already meditated afterward. I mean, but
I'm gonna play close combat.
what's that?
Omenbringer's gonna do 3 to your turtle and then take 1.
Why only 1?
Because it says, then place 1 wound or 1 exhaustion on the unit you control that you did this.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Oh, this is exhausting. So bad about that. Okay. You got 3 dice left?
Mm-hmm.
You already sparked this turn?
I did. Yeah, it should be exhausting. Makes 2 of us.
That's all right. We've got brains.
Yeah.
You discard it to deal 1. Okay. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm gonna fester that.
Okay.
And then pass it back. Did you forget the stallion draw? You did the under draw thing, yeah. Oh, you didn't do the side action on it, did you?
I usually say
Oh, you did. That's
how I got the
exactly what you
token
did, yeah.
in the first place.
This draws you a card every time you summon it too.
Yeah. I drew a card and then I used it. as
Wow.
well. Kind of a card filter.
Some card efficiency. Sounds like a gin drink. See, I burnt myself on the stove.
Recently?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
I remember that one time you had the giant blister.
Ooh, that was bad. I didn't have the money to go to a doctor. Luckily, it healed up okay. I still have a scar from it right there.
Whoopsie-doodle.
You see that?
Yeah. It was the
Got some hairs coming out.
probably the largest blister I've ever seen.
It was crazy, man. It was like definitely 2nd degree, maybe more.
Let's trigger this ability on Soaksend. And then main action.
Martini sounds amazing.
Martini be good.
Yeah.
If it's good, they can be bad. As all things can, I suppose.
Take a little drop.
Oh,
I'm a
pass.
classic. I'm a 2-1. I like them 2-1, and you gotta dilute them really well. You gotta
pass.
stir them for a good amount of time. You still gotta go there in tow. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Squall Stallion at 2 attack.
Yep.
It's just X.
Yep.
Well, sir. Well, sir, well, sir, well, sir. Let's do... let's do Seeds of Aggression. Choose a target unit you control. This one. Target unit your opponent controls that one. They deal damage equal to their attack values. So you take 3, I take 2.
Oof.
Removal.
Seems good.
Yep. And then I'm gonna meditate 1 to a goat. The fire archers cometh.
I'm gonna summon a Gilder and do damage to your vampire.
Another Gilder, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You wanna side action anything?
Nope.
You don't wanna hit it with a frog or anything?
Not yet.
Really?
I got plans.
Okay, hold on just a second here. You got how many cards?
2.
Got 1 play and I've got another play. Ain't no party like a this play party.
Gregory, a mouse with a torch versus a vampire and a demon is pretty funny visual.
You've got Gilders, and these are kind of weird. You can put 2 status on them and pump their attackies.
So I would exhaust, move 1, and then it would get plus X, which was the number of status on it.
So
on
plus
this
2
thing.
when it starts, it gets plus 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it is gold on the paintbrush, not fire. They're gilding.
Okay, let's do. See, yeah, that's not awesome. Let's go ahead and summon Lightbringer. Over to you. Main action attack. Fuck you. It's great. What do you think?
I will swing at Ekko with my Gilder
For 1?
for 0.
I'll take it.
Nailed it.
That's no way to win.
Over to you.
The frog hangs in the balance. The frog hangs in the balance. Huh. Okay. Well, you got any? You got 1 frog over there. You maybe have some more damage, huh? Let's go side action lion. Swing at Lulu for 2.
Yeah. We'll block with the Gilder.
Yeah.
And he goes away.
Stays, I guess.
So we'll put a status token here. And then I'll side action, ping your vampire. No main action.
Okay. Let's do summon salamander. Over to you.
We'll pass.
All right, swing one on Lulu.
Yeah.
Still over to me. 10, 12, 13, 14. Let's do blood chains here. Destroy unit, placing exhaustion on that Gilder. And then the spirit comes in.
I will pass.
Okay. I'll swing at you for one.
Pass.
And then side action meditate. And then I'll pass all around him.
All right. I got some changes to make.
I get to look at my...
All right.
Man, rolling that turtle like a boss.
Okay.
You know you got no frogs, didn't you? Not a single frog. You playing the big thing?
I don't know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's such an interesting vibe with Ashes.
Let's just click that. Survival of the fittest.
You got it. I'm a Grave Knight, dude. Come on. That's good stuff right there.
So I had that in hand last turn. So if you hadn't just attacked me with both things, I just blow them up. Particularly if you just like...
I followed my instincts.
Yeah, it would have been better.
How smart. I must be a freaking genius.
Over to you.
All right. Let's play a Sonic Swordsman. Just a little beef. You want a little beef, man?
He keeps on coming. Cool. Summon a Gilder and do a damage to it.
Okay. Ekko here and swing.
Dead. Ain't nothing to do about that. All right, immediate thoughts.
Let's break it out. Let's break it up.
I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be a process. I don't even know if it can happen
We
here.
can do some building. We can do some building.
I think the biggest thing is the classic naive building, right? Which is Squall Stallion plus Omenbringer plus Fighting Spirit.
Too many things.
It's too many parts. I think the Omenbringer Fighting Spirit synergy is really good because you can use it on unexhausted immediately, or you can get like another Omen Spirit or whatever. But I think the Squall Stallion lane is too intensive, basically, because I'm having to spend 3 dice to summon it the first time.
Yep.
Which is a lot, especially it's like 3 dice and you just clear it. It's not.
That's a ton of dice. I can't believe it costs that much.
Yeah. For like 0 attack.
Yeah.
To start.
It
and
takes
then you gotta
so long.
load it up.
Yeah.
And then by the time it's loaded up, they deal with it in some way. So I think Squall Stallion is just immediately out. Which also makes me look through my list real quick. I'm close to being able to cut Sympathy.
Yeah. Cut it entirely.
No, Explosive Growth is interesting.
Down with horses.
Let's just see what that would actually affect. I mean, there's reasonable replacements for all these cards, I think.
So what's the... If we're talking about Omenbringer Fighting Spirit, what's the best that can go?
Yeah. I mean, I think the best that you have happening is technically this, so that, you know, let's say you spark. You want to get a status tag on this anyway. But if you spark, now he's a 3.
3/2.
And it's like, okay, if you destroy it, then I at least get this happening. So what starts to happen over time, even technically the Gilder, if I can actually unit guard, which some things you can't unit guard against, could place the same status without having to spark it necessarily. But
When it dies?
Yeah. Well, when this dies, yeah. So there's some interaction here where I think the 2 things would be how to really make use of that Omenbringer unfocusing, and the Summon Squall Stallion is not it. Because like unfocusing this is cool, and it can be synergistic, but I think this has to be doing more.
It's like you need something cheap, and it's almost like, I mean, Omenbringer is almost scarier with what's that nature card that recurs damage, keeps doing damage? Frostbite. Sits there on the board, and you can exhaust it to do anything on the board. You know what that's called? You remember that? You don't remember that? It's basically like a frog dive, but it's persistent. I'll look it up.
Yeah, what is that?
Frostbite?
One damage to the target.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah,
Frostbite.
you just ping it.
Yeah. So like every time Omenbringer attacks, you can ping twice. That's kind of cool.
Get a ping.
It costs a dice, though, doesn't it? To ping.
Yeah, it's a leaf.
Ping for die.
Or it's focused to basic.
I don't know. Might not be enough. You need something that's really threatening twice. Like it come into play effect that's really good that you can get twice. What is that? Ashes, folks.
I mean, 2 Gilders for 2 damage can be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. Well, let me just look.
Yeah, and this is true. So the sequencing from me on that first turn was not ideal, but I still don't think it would have mattered all that much. I also don't have, in my opening, I don't have space for beef clearing.
Yeah.
Which I think has to happen, right?
How do you clear beef?
I mean, currently in the deck, the beef clearing is Survival of the Fittest, as you witnessed.
That's a lot of beef.
But that's a big
It's a big commitment to beef clear.
Phoenix Barrage is 2 damage to unit, 2 damage to unit, 2 to a Phoenix Born. So technically that can nuke a single
That's a
big
good.
thing.
That's 3 dice too. So you're just trading at that point.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 damage in as well, so that's worth it.
It's not 100%,
Super
yeah.
good.
Close combat is also like once the Omenbringer event 3 of close combat's a lot
Yeah.
happening, but he's only got 2 health, so doing 1 to yourself is like,
And he's got the Aerodol problem.
yeah, you can just get smoked off the board.
Can you even build around a 2 life unit? Let's just be honest with ourselves.
You can, as long as you're comfortable with leave and play,
Yeah.
which is where the Fighting Spirit comes in.
So basically, you put it in with a spark, and then it gets removed, and you get the 1 status on Fighting Spirits.
Fighting spirits, yeah.
would be ideal. But you're still, you're not using that +1 from Spark. You're not getting the ability from Spark.
Probably the actual ideal, to be less risky, would be summon the Omenbringer, don't Spark it, and then Spark attack, unexhaust something.
Mm-hmm.
But that other something is what I feel like I'm missing. Because right now it's Squall Stallion. And the 2 Squall Stallions on turn 1, I think that's reasonable, actually. I just can't do everything I'm doing. So, like, Gilder would have to go, or this is not really that expensive. But there is a world where it's like, let me look. Basic, get the Omenbringer, spend a basic here.
Let me search some Ash's Live stuff.
You know, like the brawler that she came with?
The
The
Gornrock
big
Brawler,
guy, Gornrock.
It's just expensive.
He seems
I already
risky.
feel like it's the class thing you run into. I'm spending more dice to do less than you're doing for less dice.
Yep.
But
All right, let me see if there's anything that comes into play.
technically,
I wonder. Off an attack for an opener. Oh, here we go.
it's party time. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. Mmm. Using those good cherries. Luxardo.
In case you're unaware, we're working on the 3rd iteration of our local store. Part of that's going to be
Can we just play the clip?
Yeah, that would be nice. It's like, now, a word from our sponsor, us. Anyways, so we've been on and off again, tasting cocktails that we're going to
Taste the
have in the store.
Ango in that. You taste the Ango in that?
What is it?
Ango.
No, what is the drink?
It's on a playmat. What are you at? Cretan? That's our new playmat.
What's
It's
a
gonna
mat
turn
for,
wet.
if not for using?
Where's those coasters? We
I
got
don't
those
know,
coasters?
man. Oh, I think I see it.
Where? Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Perfect. Loud. It's got brandy in it. It's got Ango in it. What has brandy, Ango, and a cherry? What's like a brandy style old fashioned? What's that called?
It does it taste like an old fashioned with a different kind
It's like a brandy old fashioned, right? What is that called? It's like a brandy old fashioned?
What's a Manhattan?
Is that vermouth in it? Is it just a Manhattan?
Manhattan? Manhattan? No.
No. It's got Ango for
revolver?
sure.
What's a revolver?
No, it's not a revolver. It doesn't have the espresso in it, the coffee liqueur in it.
I don't know what it is.
That's not a revolver. I honestly don't know. Yeah, Metropolitan. That's a brandy old fashioned kind of, right? Brandy Manhattan. Right on.
But Manhattan's the old fashioned's cousin, so
Well,
it's the
yeah,
cousin of the cousin.
old fashioned with vermouth, I guess. Yeah. Nice. That's a great drink. I'm glad we're serving that.
Yeah,
That's a
it's really
classically good drink. Wow. It's cool, Bryce. You should try one. Okay, let's look at Ash Spirit. Have you thought about this?
What's Ash Spirit?
Yeah, it's not good for you, actually. Don't worry about it.
You were also
We gotta
literally
find something good for you.
you were ignoring my guilders,
Yeah, who needs
so
them?
I couldn't guard, and you had direct clearing,
Yeah, you probably shouldn't run them.
so they were not doing anything, literally.
They did nothing. That is true. Okay, something that comes into play. What if you got 2 Dread Wraiths out?
Tried that before.
I know how much you love them. Cleared as an attacker. I'm just looking at comes into play stuff. Let me just search out that. Let's see how good this realm search is. Comes into play. Not great. Let's make it game text. X comes into play. Is that gonna work? Watch me operate a device.
Is that a keyword?
I don't think so. Key sentence. All right, Ash. Who's out there? Who's? I know Chaos There's out there. What are we supposed to do here? We need something that can take advantage of Omenbringer unreadying itself. I should be looking at ready spells that do the magic.
I mean, so looking through my side cards, right? Things that are relatively important that I just didn't even see that game. It was obviously a quick game, so that's a problem. My opening is not good enough. Explosive growth would have been really crazy if you actually think about a Squall Stallion out, and then it's like 2 status tokens. It goes from 0 to 4 attack immediately as a side action. The other one here is Flash Strike. So like picturing a 3 strength Omen Bringer as a basic example, suddenly getting Quick Strike and +2.
That's a beef clear.
Yeah, so like you attack for 5, you attack for 3, you play this. Now he's at 5 with Quick Strike.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
That's
that's
really
phenomenal.
Great. And
yeah.
you unfocus something, right? So like that's
And you unfocus after
like
that?
with the Omen Bringer if he's got status.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You should at least just have in the conversation this augury spell. You know it, of course. But basically it comes in with 3 status. You side action exhaust, search your draw pile, reveal a card with magic play cost of X, the number status.
What is this for?
The augury. But what you can do with Omen Bringer is basically you can use it twice in a turn. Usually it's a slow drip of getting those cards. You get a 3-cost card and a 2-cost card kind of all at once. Not awesome on the first turn because you kind of are building your first 5 anyway.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for, that you can get a quick benefit.
I see. Yeah.
You could do like something twice that's really impressive. You could use body inversion twice. That's something.
Did you see Nick's comments?
What did Nick say?
Next thing, I think it's the case where your deck has both Gilder and Time Hopper, maybe even the Turtle. Depending on the match, you flex one. So against the Night deck with unblockable vampires, you wouldn't play Gilder.
But how would he know that?
I see your dice types.
It just tells you nothing. I mean, I could be playing anything with those.
Well, I see Ekko on those dice types, and radar's going off, right?
Did it have open deck lists in Ashes yet? Is that
no
the idea? Is the way they do it?
Yeah.
An attacker until the...
Yeah, this is true chaos theory. It says, unfortunately, I can't help but think Frostbite Bear is just better than Stallion. It is. It's like one of the best units in the game. Like the efficiency of the Frostbite Bear
Dead Bears.
is uncomfortable.
Was that a 2-3 or something?
Let me pull it up. So Frostbite Bear is 2 attack, 3 life. Can't be blocked or guarded against by units with an attack value of 1.
That's a good unit.
Yeah.
That's a good unit.
Nature die. 1 die.
It costs 1?
Well, it's a nature and a basic, but it costs a
Okay.
frog to play the spell in the first place.
Sure.
But that's the cost
That's
I'm
a
paying
2-die
currently
bear, yeah.
for a Stallion.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 health. It starts with 2 attack.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically what I found too is once you removal is a problem. That's an issue here. So there's access to cheaper removal than the cost of my unit, and then my deck is revolving around having that unit in play. So like even if I drew an explosive growth, you cleared my Stallions every time.
Yep.
So like I'm never getting use of that.
And that's gonna happen, right?
That's gonna happen.
So we got to plan for that.
Yeah.
If you do remove 1 from it, empower, double empower is kind of interesting, but not really. It's not though. It's really not. It's really not. We honestly need something that you can. I mean, Fighting Spirit's a good example. You need something you can unexhaust. I'm at least looking in that direction. We'll see if we come up with anything. What does enhanced strength do? Is that you can only play it if they're exhausted?
Enhanced strength. This unit now has a falling ability. Remove all exhaustion tokens from this unit at the end of each round. And +1 attack, +1 life.
Okay. You can get 2 of those out at the end of the turn. That's kind of interesting.
The spellboard stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all of them at this point.
Yeah.
You've got the weird so here's a weird one.
All right, hit me with it.
So Guilt Link. It's not weird enough.
It's not.
No, it's not weird enough. But like if you consistently churn Guilt Link, destroy one of me, one of you, one of me, one of you, one of me, one of you, and you just play all the cheapest stuff on Earth or Ash's planet, whatever that is. You've got the laws. Laws aren't going to matter here. So what we're basically, the question we're asking here for the purposes of like helping along the deck building process, anybody who's doing the same with any of their favorite Phoenix Born or whatever, is like, okay, well, let's just start. You know, sometimes you key in on a unit like Omenbringer. It's like, let's key in on this unit. It has a very unique ability. It can unexhaust a spell. Let's look at how we could abuse that to the fullest. And then you think, well, what if you use Omenbringer with like Gates Thrown Open, which unfocuses all spells? And what if you could use something 3 times in a turn? And that's where like, you know, weird deck ideas come from.
Yeah.
And it might not work, but we're just going to find out if there's things that would work here.
Frostbite's not terrible. Just the ability to sink in damage without like attacking.
Yeah.
And multiple times. So, like you want to get it focused so you can spend a basic, but then it's literally you just have an extra damage on top of every time Omenbringer swinging.
Yeah. So at that point, you're kind of looking at a.
Don't die.
It kind of makes sense. If Fighting Spirit is the thing, you ping your life away to clear their board, and then you have one big swing with Fighting Spirit, and then you move to the next round. You've got massive clear taken care of for Survival of the Fittest, but that also gets a little suspect depending on where your token game goes.
I'm just reading through these real quick.
At a certain point, that doesn't matter. I need to check in my chat too. Nick Green saying, go Hopper, Stallion, Omen.
Let's look at that.
Nick Green's a Stallion fan. I've not met a Squall Stallion fan in a while, actually. What's FS? Flash Strike, yep. And some removal for first 5. Lean into Lulu tokens.
I think Flash Strike needs to... There are certain cards I really liked.
Hold the phone. Nick Conley's in the chat.
Let's go.
He made the cards, so he probably has an idea what they should be doing.
Generosity was in my hand and not super playable.
Yeah, nobody's going to play that.
Standard Bearer was in a similar boat. It's like...
These are all great ideas, though.
Yeah, they are great ideas. And I'm sure someday they'll have their time in the sun.
Nick says Omenbringer is cool with Flash Strike for sure. Flash Strike gives it the ability, then it unexhausts Flash Strike just in time for the attacking bird to be destroyed. Fighting Spirit, that's right. Fighting Spirit is FS, thank you. Omenbringer is cool with Fighting Spirit. Gives it the ability, unexhaust for the attacking bird to be destroyed, charging up, yeah. So we've got that. That's the base.
You saw that happen.
I mean, that's the elementary thing.
Yeah, but I think
everybody's going to see that.
That was the key thing that was happening that I really like. Like, that felt very effective. Everything else that was going on, like
waste of time.
My Gilder didn't do anything in that particular match.
Waste of time.
My
Let it go.
Squall Stallion also wasn't.
Yeah.
And the problem with Omenbringer and Squall Stallion is it's like Spark is once per turn ultimately.
Yeah.
So you can technically, if you're going to go the Squall Stallion route, you draw a card and you're getting to filter it, but you have to discard a card to put a token on it. So it's fine. But like it just felt like they're not quite clicking.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just how I feel.
Where do you want that Spark to live ultimately?
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So the thing about Omenbringer is there's not really a clean way to get the status token on it. Like Squall Stallion, you can at least just do it by itself. So then you either have to spend a turtle or Spark or some other method.
And you can't spend the turtle. We're already off of that.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
you also want to use Spark as... You need the +1 attack to fire, and then you need that unit to stick around for Spark to fire off of it as well. I think you need to get both sides of that ability.
Yeah.
You know? Because otherwise, you're spending 1 die for... Fighting Spirit being out helps. You're spending 1 die, +1 attack, +1 future attack. That's not terrible.
Yeah, plus triggering the Omenbringer now because you get the status token.
Yeah.
Plus, eventually get the Fighting Spirit, but plus... avoidance of effects like Survival of the Fittest.
Yeah, that's kind of where you're at, right?
Yeah, they're like that nucleus to me is around.
Do you need to lean into anything else that you're playing naturally comes in with status tokens?
So that's why I ended up liking Huntmaster originally, right? And even Standard Bearer, which I didn't see that game,
Yeah.
either of them. They both come into play with status tokens,
Yeah.
which is nice because if they remove it, you at least start getting the fighting spirit value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the kind of deck that you think you maybe need to first 5 the search your deck for a card, open memories, and get 2 fighting spirits off the
Maybe.
bat and just like, okay, well, this is what we're doing now.
This is what we're doing.
And that's a way to start passing status.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's the survival of the fittest situation too.
Mm-hmm.
+1 attacks only for the turn that you transferred over.
Well, plus X attack, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. We got some ideas churning here. I feel like you also just need to play some beef of your own.
Right.
We need beef on beef at least.
That's one way to deal with beef.
What's the best ally for you to play in this?
Are there any beef allies that come in with status tokens?
Good question. That's a good place to look.
Chaos Theory saying, I think you need something to build concrete to build your offense around, and Stallion takes too much setup. Personally, I go with Nick's suggestion of swapping Prospect Bear in for Stallion.
Bear's decent beef.
It is decent beef. Are there any beef?
And honestly,
Nick Conley, Bear is going to open everything else up.
Bear, like
Sun Shield. What's Sun Shield?
Sun Shield's awesome. I love that unit. You're going to love that unit. I think there's a space, yeah. Also, Bear sparked up to 4. Is it a 2/3 or a 3/2?
Sun
a
Shield
2/3.
Sentry. Check this out. Frog Heart Basic.
Isn't that
We're in
an
the pie.
awesome looking unit?
It looks so good. When this unit is declared as a blocker, you can choose a target unblocked attacking unit. That unit is no longer attacking. Alert, do not place exhaustion tokens on this unit as a result of countering.
It's a big beef blocker, 2/5. That's honestly a good place to throw your spark.
To get to 3.
I mean, it's a 3/5 blocker, and you can just leave it there. And then you can dump it whenever you need the 1. That means you're threatening basically, like, if they throw like a 4/3 knight at you, you block, do 3, soak the attack, relieve the spark, do 1, kill it. Like, these are good plays.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I definitely think
Sentry's good beef.
is like
good beef.
Flash Strike to me is the perfect kind of anti-beef card.
Mm-hmm.
+2 and First Strike
I can't believe how good that card is.
for 1.
I'm gonna be honest with
thing.
you. Yeah.
So I like where that is going. Just beef in beef terms.
You may play the spell after an opponent has the choice to declare blockers or guard. So after they decide to block or not, choose a unit with a... So this is your status token thing. Yeah, okay. So we're back in status land.
Yeah. Let me grab mine. I don't have
We need statuses.
That was a Swift messenger you're talking about.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Swift Messenger. After a unit comes into play onto an opponent's battlefield, you may play this unit from your hand without paying its main action cost.
I love that.
When this unit comes into play, draw a card. It's a 1/1/1 that costs 8.
No
hourglass.
status. Hold on, let me search for status.
Yeah.
We're
Do it the
back.
same.
We're back.
Ah, it doesn't. Nothing.
I think it's got to be like X : usually is how the
Yeah, it
net runner DBs work.
Yeah.
Okay. Should you just do the evolution thing?
The seedling.
Yeah.
It always makes me nervous.
Yeah, it doesn't really do what you need. So you got Gilder, you got the Brawler. It doesn't really work that way. You already got the Huntmaster. Jungle Warrior is passing them around, but not actually helping them. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Mirror Spirit. Don't sleep on the Mirror Spirit.
We also have the Gordon Rock Brawler. Back to beef. That's a beefy unit.
I like that brawler.
After a unit is destroyed, if this unit has been declared as an attacker, blocker, or guard this turn, place a status token on this unit.
Temple Elder. Look at Temple Elder. It's just a 2 basic, 2/2/1, comes in with a status token, and it keeps getting them. You can remove a status token to draw cards.
if you have that die.
Yeah. But it's also just a 2/2/2/2/2 all the way around, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
You also have Time Hopper. It places stuff on units, but that's the end of the barrel, man. I mean, that's where you're at.
Yeah.
Nick's being very, very stingy with the status tokens here.
Why are you being so stingy?
This one. Canyon Shelter. You got to give a look at Canyon Shelter, right?
Yeah, it's on the short list.
Ooh, now see, this gets really interesting. So, if you can unexhaust that spell with Omen Bringer
You could move something out and bring it back in.
twice in a turn, we need an engine of something that has a come into play effect that is annoying. Even that Fire Archer would be an example.
1
of that.
damage.
Yeah, just keep do like 1 to 3 damage every time.
It is pretty wild that you could
Gilder.
remove an exhausted unit, attach it to this. Gilder doesn't work because it's a conjuration.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You might be able to do that.
You can do
it
that.
a unit?
It's a unit, yeah.
It's just stuck over there. But then if you unexhaust it, you could bring it back the same turn.
Yeah.
And then trigger the side action again later.
Basically, you could get 3 plays if they don't get rid of it.
Yeah, because
Which they would.
and they get rid of what?
Like, basically, it has to be exhausted, and then you have to have, I guess, you swing with it and then remove it. Okay, yeah. Huh.
So now we're getting somewhere.
Huh.
So like as an example, insert any unit here, attacks, side action, or even better, imagine if there was something that had an exhaustibility. So because attacks are risky. If you attack, they might block it and kill the unit.
They could block it, yeah.
But if you had a side action to exhaust and do something, as an example, or a main action. Even
Like an exhaust does something, goes in a canyon shelter, comes out, exhaust does something, goes in a canyon shelter.
Right.
Because Omen Bringer did its thing.
Because later, Omenbringer's going to do its thing, and you're going to get that ability again without having to pay for the unit.
Is this conversation we're having like that meme with, is it Charlie from Always Sunny? Like,
But really though, if you imagine, even if you aren't able to Omenbringer this, you take a 2/3 cost unit, use it for whatever effect it's going to get, and then you store it in the canyon.
mm-hmm.
And then later, you're like, Omenbringer, you can deal with it if you want, but you got to deal with it right now. Because if you don't, next round I'm going to spark it,
Yeah.
swing, unexhaust this thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get to, at any point now, because it's unexhausted, use a time die to bring this thing back into play.
Back into play.
And
what
now
is
we're
that thing?
Talking about the efficiency.
What is that thing?
Yeah. So,
especially if that thing comes in, that's not an action. That's just a. Wait, that is an action.
it is an action.
Action to bring it back in, and then you threaten, like at the end of the turn, fighting spirit on that thing, swing in, and then put it back under.
So the next round you can put it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Back and forth.
We're getting into
fighting
some
spirit
really
forever.
weird, but this is what I'm talking about. It's getting more focused on abusing the Omenbringer reality.
Being degenerate, yes.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
you-
where
like
all
you
great
should.
deck builds need to end up.
So let me look at allies. And let's just see which ones have abilities. Or come into play effects, right? Both of those work.
Yeah.
But you still have to get it exhausted. So there's also looking at potential cards that you exhaust a unit to do something powerful with a card from hand.
Also good.
As a way to exhaust that's not risking the unit off of the table, right?
Also good.
You also,
Yeah.
if the board is clear, you attack with something that exhausts, get the free damage, and
Easy.
then store it, right?
Yeah.
So let's just look.
Why not play Creeper? What's Creeper CT?
That's probably the seedling.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Why not play Creeper? I mean, that's a great question.
Hold on, let me just explore.
See if you
this
can
for a
find anything that exhausts to do something good. So there's allies that do this, right?
second. That's what I'm looking at.
There's absolutely allies that do this.
This doesn't. I don't get the creep.
It evolves, I think, into the
Luminous seedling.
Luminous Seedling. Brilliant Thorn, I think, is what it evolves into ultimately.
So this is a good example. Not that this is the right unit, but Flash Archer costs 4 to play. Side action exhaust, deal a damage to a target unit. Then you may deal a damage to a target unit. Problem is, it's only got 2 health, and it costs an action to play and a side action to use, so you can't store it.
Yeah.
In time. Now, any unit you could play.
That costs how many dice?
4.
No.
It's so expensive.
Why does that cost 4 dice?
I'm still.
This is
trying
Reborn.
to
Nick's
figure
supposed
that
to be
out,
fixing
man.
it. 4 dice. 4 dice. It'd have to take me to lunch for 4 dice.
Well, now we're getting into some real shenanigans.
Oh, don't bring that flute mage into the party.
Flute Mage,
Oh,
check
come
this out,
on.
though. Check this out. Side action, exhaust. It's a 2-cost unit. Side action, exhaust, remove an exhaustion token from a unit. So what we're getting into is an infinite combo
That could be an infinite combo.
because you unexhaust the Omen Bringer,
Yeah.
then you store the Flute Mage,
Yeah.
then you attack with the Omen Bringer, remove the thing, play the Flute Mage. That's
That
an
is
infinite
technically
combo.
an infinite combo.
That if they don't kill
Yeah.
either of those units,
You will win the
there's
game.
no stopping it. We just broke the game. You're welcome, Ash's community. That works, right?
Yeah, I think it works.
And they oh my goodness, too. You better. There's so many in-turn situations.
No,
where,
you have to spend a time dice every time you bring the flute mage back out. So it is naturally limited by the number of hourglasses.
But you can still
have.
do that a lot.
You do it a number of times. Yeah, and it's a sparked. So that's 3 damage every time it happens. On the Omen Bringer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Omen Bringer swings for 3.
Yeah.
Flute mage on exhausts. Boom. Back in. Time die. Omen Bringer swings for 3. Flute mage exhausts. Unexhausts. It goes back into the shelter. Yeah, that is a combo. Yes.
Your
Yeah.
face, like, ah. And then they better do something about it.
They must do something about it.
Yeah.
They must do something.
And they're going to
about
have to do something about it past, like your ability to block with your thing. And it's funny because, like, if I have a Flute Mage stored and then you kill my Omen Bringer, it's like, all right, see you next round.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a Flute Mage sitting there waiting.
Yeah. And then you run basically everything that prevents that Omen Bringer from dying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You sure do.
Like that Celestial Bro could be a piece of that. The Sun Shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's a you need a unit, or you bring the Guilders back in. You do the unit guard. You also play like anything that prevents damage, prevents units from dying. This is degenerate already.
But we're building the real Ashes deck now.
Malcolm Gray, his first time hearing from Malcolm on the stream, loved the stream.
What up,
Malcolm's
Malcolm?
here for the broken combo. Malcolm's here for that combo.
What was the?
Meanwhile, Nick Green and Chaos Theory are having an actual conversation about how to play a good Ashes deck.
I'm just gonna put that over here in my pile. Hold on. We're just gonna keep looking.
No, I think this is at least interesting enough to try to break open.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to do something here. Ooh. So
I can't wait until we're serving drinks in Tulsa this good.
check this out. It's pretty
This is
crazy.
better than any bar I've ever been to. To be honest with you.
Let's look at Huntmaster real quick.
Okay.
Right, 3 life, cool.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Comes into play
Standard
with
number.
2 status tokens and a Panther.
That's good.
If they blow it up, you get a status token on Fighting Spirit.
Yeah, love it. Yep.
If not, side action. Let's remove a status token, give it attack value of 1 to, let's say, an Omenbringer.
Mm-hmm.
Swing with the Omenbringer, whatever.
Yeah.
So you
Unexhaust
use the
canyon.
2,
Yeah.
right? And then after you've exhausted the Huntmaster and used it all up, attach it to the canyon.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Comes
bring,
back
when you bring
out.
it, 2 status tokens and a Panther Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also an interesting unit, and it's in the same dice.
Yeah,
types.
get that in the mix for sure.
All right.
Standard Bear is gonna be too expensive, I think, for what you want to do.
Agreed. It already was.
Yeah.
That's what I recognized.
I mean, and Flash Strike even fits this strategy really well. Because, like, rather than just necessarily waiting and hoping they don't have units and stuff, kill a unit with Flash Strike for 5, unexhausted with a Flute Mage, stays on the board. It's like your secret killer unit. Explosive growth on that thing, and the game is over if it can get through 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
You need life, though. We need a way to keep that safe.
Well, I think the crazy part to me though is they're only going to have so much removal/control, right?
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting.
I mean, you can run golden veils and stuff, right?
We're getting deep now.
But ultimately, the theory would be if you keep the Omen Bringer alive with a Canyon Shelter out and a Flute Mage under.
Ooh, Shield Mage is interesting.
Yeah, Shield Mage is good
It's
here.
the wrong dice type, but yeah.
You know, dice types are fluctuating all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's peel this back for a second.
Ooh, Nick likes Raptor Herder. I like that too. He brings a Raptor in, so like all of those bring unit in things
is lots of value.
get pretty good.
Because what you want is the ability to.
You're basically passing off 1/1 units as those things come in and out.
And then things that just don't cost much that have an effect like that that you can really abuse by recurring.
And if you do have those action discard cards that exhaust a unit, what does Sleeping Bear say? When it comes into play, you put a
exhaustion on it.
So that would happen for Canyon Shelter as well.
Yeah, I mean he'd be ready for the canyon as soon as he entered.
I'd love to like have a non-sleepy bear coming out of the canyon. Chaos Theory is very sad that Herder wasn't already in our list. Hey, Chaos, have you done any more videos? You just been sitting back on your laurels, as it were, resting.
The thing
after dropping this whole like deck building, how to play Ashes stuff.
The thing about Raptor Herder and Frostbite Bears, I was attempting not to play them.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah, here we are.
I don't know that you necessarily need. I'm not willing to say you need Frostbite Bear.
No, I'm not. No, I think we hit a different lane here with the Canyon Shelter.
Much worse lane.
Yeah. So let's just look at this.
See, Nick's still pushing for a normal game of Ashes. But I think you and I both know the energy in the room right now is on a totally different. You're literally trying to sink the game. Something that's actively not in our financial best interest.
It won't sink anything.
Zach Bud breaks Ashes.
We did it.
Subscribers flee.
Okay. So let's break this down. Okay. Let me go grab my Ashes card.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now we know. What are we? It's gonna be a sleepover kind of night. We'll be up till 4 a.m. building this deck.
Drink your water.
Yeah, that's right. Good time to remember. Stay hydrated, especially in the presence of booze.
Particularly.
That's good water.
I hope Nick's alright with us taking liberties with the card art a little bit.
This stream brought to you by.
You see the card there?
Nalgene, made in the USA, 100% HDPE food grade plastic. I like the 48-ounce bottle myself. I find that it gets me through a normal day. I really prefer the water that comes from my house. It's out of a well and it goes through a filtration system, and I find that the city water tastes horrible.
Yeah.
So I try to bring this with me, and I have 48 ounces over the course of the day.
HDTP EG free.
You notice the wren in the bottom corner?
The what?
The wren in the bottom corner?
Yeah.
They like,
Is it me?
yeah,
Yeah.
they shortened his hair.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's very nice that people are willing and interested in doing things that are funny like that with my face. I use that my face emoji on our Discord all the time, and it means literally everything when I use it.
You can almost respond to anything with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chaos Theory. I've been focusing my efforts on the Ashes podcast. What's the Ashes podcast? Is it called the Ashes podcast?
Yeah, you haven't heard it?
No. I honestly, I don't listen to podcasts.
I'm just kidding.
To be honest with you.
But can you tell me honestly though?
It's a part of my identity.
Yeah, I'm unwilling to be newfangled.
I don't listen to. I don't read Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. And I don't listen to podcasts.
Hey, I'm telling you, at some point I will play Essence Druid, and it will be great.
Is it now? What does it do when it comes into play?
When this unit comes into play, place 2 status. Nope, wrong card.
I was like, well, that sounds right up your alley.
Wait a second. When this unit comes into play, you may search your discard pile for a ready spell and place it into your hand. While this unit is in battle, the attack value of units in battle with it is reduced by 2. Attacks for 2.
Wait,
watch
did
for
you
4.
did you say when it comes into play, you search your deck for a ready
Search
spell?
your discard pile.
Oh, that's not as good. Chaos, you're doing first 5 live.
First 5
That's
live.
That's a good name.
writes itself.
That's better than most of our podcast names. We've got 3 episodes. Me and Philly Cheese shoot it live every other week on YouTube.
Philly cheese, dude.
They're pushing out some real decks. Hey, you guys want to take a crack at this infinite combo deck? Not infinite. Unless there was a way to consistently get time to... There's not. Nick made sure there was not a way to do that.
He did fix
right?
that, yeah. Otherwise, degenerates just like us would break it, just like you were explaining.
Impossible German was on last episode, and we discussed our top 5 conjurations.
Is it Frostback Bear,
Frostback Bear,
Frostback Bear,
Hold on.
Frostback Bear, Frostback Bear?
I'll bet I can know this. Frostback Bear, Lightbringer.
Sounds right so far. Yeah.
Oof. I'm tempted to say Gilder here.
I think Gilder's old tech.
Is that not cool anymore?
I think the new kids.
The kids have moved on.
Yeah.
Frostback Bear and Lightbringer. Are those both on the list? Chaos Theory. Auxerodor saying, Steven doesn't podcast but wants us to listen to his. It's not my podcast. It's Covenant's podcast. It's much bigger than me, you know? I do listen to podcasts, but I just haven't gotten into, I still listen to music when I'm in the car. So I haven't made the transition to like managing podcasts and following things I want to listen to and like actually.
What was the name of the unit we were talking about?
Flute Mage is an ally. Yeah.
Is that not a unit? What's a unit?
A unit is everything that isn't a Phoenixborn or a spell. Anything you put on the table that attacks. Chaos Theory caught a lot of flack for putting Frostback Bear toward the bottom of the list. Frostback Bear, Indiglow Creeper, Ruby Cobra is on the list now. That's a new one. Salamander Monk, of course. How could we forget Salamander Monk? It's a 2-for-1. And Lightbringer.
Yeah. So the Creeper's a real thing, eh?
Yeah, apparently people are playing it.
There's a Flute Mage in here somewhere.
If you need to borrow some, I have them in my collection that's actually managed well.
Yeah, because you don't have to use it ever.
I use it all the time.
Sir?
In fact, it might be right here, this Flute Mage.
Oh, I'm unwilling to accept it.
I'm telling you right now, I am not going to listen to Reason. So we can save it.
Yeah. I was going to say it sounds like a conversation with my wife, but she's like a totally reasonable person, so it's not even
She's
true.
very reasonable. Yeah, I don't know how you guys got together.
Yeah, I know.
Chaos Theory said False Demon was my honorable mention. So there's a lot of goods here. Chaos, I need you on the same page with us here on breaking this deck open. We need some allies in this. Basically, how are we going to protect? Are we all hip to what's going on here? Like, do you guys? Are you cool with this? Do you understand the Flute Mage, Canyon Shelter, Omenbringer interaction?
I also think I need to have a beefy unit, which is explicitly abusable with the Omen or the Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Just a big unit that you can attack with, and then store,
another
and
threat,
then
yeah.
Omenbringer, and then bring it back in. Like
I don't know. It sounds like you're
a lot.
diluting your concept already.
Yeah. Well, where is this Flute Mage? How's this happened?
Are you looking in your allies? Mm-hmm. I can literally get one for you if you'd like. In fact, I really do think I have one right here, or multiples, because I used them all the time. I had them in my like Rhino deck and stuff. This game is gorgeous, man. Looking through these cards every time.
It really is, though. I don't even know. If you have Flute Mage, just hit me up.
Yeah, I'll find one.
Or
there they are.
I feel like you don't have extras by chance. I didn't lend those to you, did I?
No, I never do that. Nick, we're getting some serious love here. Nick Green is actually saying, I agree with Chaos Theory. Canyon is a different concept. The concept Zach has is great.
Which concept is great?
The Canyon Shelter, Flute Mage.
Well, is that the one they're saying is great?
Yes. And then we've got Archosaurus, Flute Mage, Canyon Shelter, Adrenaline Rush.
Hold on. Or are they saying the current direction I was going?
You didn't have a core concept of the original deck. What was the core concept?
They like. I think they're saying they like the Squall Stallions.
No. See, this is what a meta does. The long time respected players are like, this is jank, it'll never work. And then you come in with the wild card infinite combo deck and break the whole thing wide open. Look, 3 cards. There they are. Look, we'll put them up. We'll put them for everybody to see.
Chaos Ray says, no, we both think you need to go back to the old deck.
What did I just say? What did I just say? We've been here before, man. Many times. They didn't think Dark Sacrifice was worth playing. And there it was.
All right. We're splitting into 3 different series.
Yeah. Now, Building Lulu is a totally new series now.
So you're saying...
Look, here, let's just do it. Let's just actually do it. And see what it looks like. Okay. Spark on it.
Put a basic here. And that's going to cost that.
Okay.
And then you want to use that bottom ability, it's going to cost there.
Yeah.
So let's work this out. You summon.
In this situation, let's just say what? We set up this. Okay, you want to run it? Let's run it from the top. Right? Okay, so we summon Canyon Shelter, and let's spend our little thing there. Then we summon an Omen Bringer. One of these, a basic here. It doesn't, whatever. Omen Bringer comes out. We spark it. Put a status on it.
That costs a basic.
Sure. There it goes. Then we swing with it and exhaust.
Well, you don't want to swing until you want to unexhaust something.
Yeah, right on. So then we Flute Mage.
Well, you actually can swing.
Yeah.
Let's say you swing and unexhaust this thing, right? The thing you exhausted to play it.
Because that's your then you can keep the combo going even if they destroy this Omen Bringer.
Because you could summon it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you can get another status token on it.
Yeah.
So but there's time dice for that as well. So then Flute Mage comes out. Doesn't matter the dice, really. It immediately exhausts to remove that. Opponent's turn. Omen Bringer swings.
Well, the next thing you do is exhaust this to attach that.
Yeah. Attach that. Omen Bringer swings. Unexhaust this. Exhaust itself.
Yeah.
Time dice. Flute Mage comes out. Side action. Move the exhaustion.
And on it goes.
Canyon Shelter.
Yeah.
Side action here.
So in that case, you got to protect the Omen Bringer, really.
Yeah.
Now, technically, they could kill one.
Yes. You could have 2. The first one protects the second one. And technically, the second one can immediately protect for the third one. You can keep unexhausting this until they run out of room. As long as you can get the final Omen Bringer out and a Flute Mage. If this ever exists at the end of the round, time dice equals 3 damage.
Now, what I like, too, is that this is 3 cards. Right? So now you're also getting into fancy stuff. So, like, if we run 1 ceremonial die, it means if something ever happens to Flute Mage, you can also get the Flute Mage back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really feels like, oh, man, you could pant somebody with this. Nick Green says, Ice Trap, Aerodel, and Odette all kill this plan, which is why the rest of our cards are devoted to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's also where if they do whatever, Ice Trap, that's why, like, to Ice Trap here, right, they're going to do it before you waste your Spark. Because you can't Ice Trap it. Odette can obviously punch for 2. That's a good concern. So if you side action and swing on the turn you're actually sparking, you unfocus here, so that if they do actually destroy this with Odette, you can summon another one.
Yeah.
And you obviously have to have enough time dice to be able to put the status token back on.
Or you just play 3 Summon Omen Bringers in the deck. You have 2 out. You can summon 2 naturally.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Andrew Cartwright's with us on this. That's right. You know, there are believers
And there's everyone
and there
else.
are doubters.
Yeah. So I at least like this direction, and this will be part of the series. Maybe we try it next week, right? Once I get this honed in, and then it's horrible, and then I go back to the concept. But this is part of iterating a deck, is you figure out what you like and don't. You try new stuff. But I really like that this beginning piece so far is really 3 cards. So I have 2 cards open, and let me actually.
You've got so much room to maneuver on this. This doesn't have to be. It's not the kind of deck where if this isn't happening, you're necessarily losing, but you know that you have this as an option anytime the board allows it to happen.
Yeah.
And I think things like Survival of the Fittest can allow this. Like you can do a big board clear and then sneak in with a couple of summons, and suddenly like you're doing a ton of damage.
And this is a perfect example of like if they ever, like you were saying. Let's say you have 3 time dice left, and the in turn state is Omenbringer with Flute Mage attached here.
Yeah.
If they don't now have an answer at the end of a turn, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually just wild what's happening there.
Yeah, you start wrecking. It's a chainsaw.
Yeah. And
this is the kind of thing you look at and you're like, when you're deck building, this is the kind of moment where it's like, this is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out if this can work.
Look at this time die. It's like morphed.
Yeah, it's that's the one that always rolls power sides.
Yeah.
Wow.
What up, Hank?
That's really weird, actually. Does that? Oh, it doesn't seem to. Well, I hit all 3 sides. I guess it's fine.
This is going to be a totally new. Let me move this stuff. We're going to have to do some.
I feel like you're going to go to your meditation chamber, figure this one out.
Let me think about this for a second.
I think the 2 lands are like protection for the combo, but then also synergistic things that don't make you rely on the combo.
I think the number one thing here is beefy unit, right? Mm-hmm. So like, let's just assume we have a really big beefy unit, because the beefy unit works with Canyon anyway.
Yeah.
You use the beefy unit. If it's not dead,
so they got to spend their removal there, which a lot of times can be expensive.
One of the best forms of protection is a more threatening thing. Right? But on the surface, if this is a beefy unit, it looks more threatening, but Omenbringer is actually the most threatening thing.
It's actually the threat.
Yeah. But it's also really annoying. If the first thing you do is summon the Omenbringer, then it's their turn, then you spark it and swing and unfocus this, they've got a really weird problem. Because, yeah, you can get rid of this Omenbringer that's sparked, technically.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like about that is, like, being able to, like, I think Quick Strike ends up in this opening list.
Absolutely.
So that Omenbringer can Quick Strike, clear something, then next round actually use this action to discard the Spark and get the ping in. But the weird scenario here is that, like, they're going to have to deal with these pieces, but you still literally just have play the beef.
Yeah.
Use it, attach it. Next round, you're going to pay a single time die to play a beefy unit.
Yeah.
That eventually cascades into some.
So isn't it just these 2 in beef then?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Instead of protection.
It's like an Arby's.
I mean, I think there could be some amount of protection.
Eagle meat, flute meat, and beef.
Beef
You
meat.
never know what you're going to get at Arby's.
Yeah. They have the meats.
Could be eagle meat.
They have the meats.
We call it the red, white, and blue.
If we're in nature, time, and sympathy, what are the beef units?
Dude, Nick's bought in now. We've converted Nick. Unlike Chaos is converted yet. So we've got Andrew Cartwright's on it. I always approve of Jank. Just because it isn't a good plan doesn't mean it isn't a plan.
Hey,
correct.
I'm with it, yeah.
We've got Nick now's bought in. He's talking about Essence Druid. He's talking about it's your beef, secondary recur on book, makes sense on canyon value. We've got some ideas going.
All right, let's just. I'm gonna scroll through my allies real quick and see if I can find the appropriate beef.
The old physical scroll through of the allies there.
Yeah. So
touching the cards.
Master Vampire is sympathy, and like I was talking earlier,
Pretty good beef there.
We could end up on a ceremonial.
Yeah.
To recur. You know, the flute mage is.
We're going to need to run 20 dice.
Well, you know, that's where all good things start. Celestial Light doesn't work.
What's TEO?
Teal?
Three-eyed owl? Three-eyed owl. Apparently, Essence Druid is a 3-eyed owl answer.
Yes. I get that.
Hey, Chaos, also, I made I don't know, have you had a New York Sour before? I know you're a big whiskey sour fan. I think we might need to have a whiskey sour on our menu. I'll text Robert.
Hammer Knight is in the conversation, and I love Hammer Knights.
Is it a come into play effect, isn't it?
After it destroys a unit by attacking, you can deal damage to a unit.
Bummer.
Nope. You know, I always love the Frostfang.
And this all comes from Lulu. Now, I mean, this does make sense, right? Because like Phoenix Barrage, Rex here. Clear the board and start chugging with Omenbringer. I mean, like, it's so good.
I love that you're like, and this checks out.
And you've also got the Spark at...
Now, Huntmaster, high on the list.
I think you still have it. I mean, you've got one here. You've got them sleeved up.
I have a couple around. So I think Huntmaster is still around.
Both Aaron Clark and Andrew are saying, how can I get this mat?
What mat?
Do you think it's okay to sell the mat that we're using professionally on the stream?
What?
Yes.
Yeah? But what if somebody like pretends that they're us when they're streaming?
I would be flattered.
Should we reserve anything? We're not going to sell our staff shirts, you know what I mean?
I agree. But there's no logo on this.
Oh, that's true. That maybe is a problem if we're going to sell it.
Maybe
Shouldn't we plaster our logo everywhere? Free advertising?
These circles on the edge would be a good place for them.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
All right. Essence Drew is not on the list, you know?
It's not on the list.
It's a double negative.
Yeah, which means it is on the list. Which means search your discard pile, I don't know.
That's not, read the next ability.
In battle, reduced by 2 on the tame. Wow, that's a big tame. I still would rather have the Sun Shield thing though. And it looks way cooler. What is a Bordeaux Sour? Do you know KS? Can we say your name on stream? It just feels weird referring to you as a screen name. I've seen your face before on a video.
I've seen your face.
You don't have to reveal your name. It's like a wizard thing, right? People know my name. They can cast a spell on me. Those Dresden novels are worth your time, by the way. The first one, at least, was really good.
You enjoyed it.
I think you'd dig it. It's very hard-boiled. You only need 1 canyon shelter, right? There's no reason to have more than 1.
Agreed. So, just looking at it, where's the Omenbringer here? So I definitely need time dice, and sympathy, and nature.
Yeah, so this is like the minimum viable. And then I think honestly, if you're being real with yourself, as many time dice as you can have, the better. Because you don't want. Awesome, Jeremy. Cool. I will remember that forever. What is a Bordeaux Sour? It sounds very similar. Is it just a whiskey sour topped with a red wine? Because that's what a New York Sour is, I reckon. Auxiliador, so good. Bordeaux Sour is just a French person having a bad day.
So, hypothetically.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, watch out.
Huntmaster is the best of these units because she's in the dice type I'm already using.
That's right. And she's doing a lot of things you already need done.
She starts with 2 status tokens. She gets me a Panther Spirit.
And doesn't she pass status tokens? Is it only when she's attacking or whenever she wants?
She removes a status token to add 1 to the attack value of another target unit.
So she doesn't pass them.
No. But she's someone I could play regardless of... So I might be having 2 beef units here.
I think double beef's fine.
Yeah. So where are the other Huntmasters? Did I just have 1 sitting here?
No, you had more.
Bizarre.
You had more. Are they in this deck, maybe?
That's my conjurations. Huh. Oh, that's your deck.
This is my deck, yeah. Let's get it out of here.
All right, these are definitely good.
It spawned the jankiest deck building decision ever.
But we're here for it. I'm telling you, we're going to get somewhere with this.
Lilette Rouge. Ooh, nice. Yeah, so, okay, check the New York Sour. I did a direct shake on it this weekend. Or yesterday, or I'm sorry, last week. excellent. And basically, it's just a whiskey sour, and then you top it with red wine, and it brings a nice like dry acidity to what's going on with that drink. And it's super good. Nobody should top anything with seltzer. I'm not into that.
Let me just.
Especially topping it. You know the idea of topping something with seltzer? I had you remember Chris at Nordaggio's?
Yeah.
So he went and he started managing the bar at Bird and Bottle, I think is what it is.
It's still?
For a while. No, not still. He flew away to
You only have
Alaska
one flute
or
mage here.
There's another one.
You only have 2 flute mages
I've
here.
got a third one probably somewhere. I only had 2 in the thing. But there was a number of drinks at the bar program he was doing that they top with seltzer. And I took a drink of it, and I just tasted seltzer because it's at the top. Stupid.
Seems suboptimal. IMO.
Yeah, like why would you? That's literally just not smart. Whatever's on the top is probably what they're going to taste. Mix it.
Why was I running a charm die earlier? Oh, the Gilder, which we're not.
You don't need that
anymore.
We can clean up the dice. Did you know there's upwards of 40 people watching right now? And we've only heard from maybe 6 of them.
Yeah, it's light.
So who's out there? You wanna have a chat? Oh, there's Van. Van's in. Anyone played Lost Ark yet? Do you know what Lost Ark is?
I do not. Couldn't tell you. There's the other Hunt Masters.
Yeah, don't have another food mage for you. It's a video game.
I don't understand how this is happening to us.
I definitely have another one in my box,
Somewhere.
but I'm not going to do it yet. We'll just assume there's a third one.
Yeah.
Your dice requirements are very low for this.
That's ideal. So the basic that we're using to play this will be a time die because we are leaning there. The basic we'll use to play this will be a time die.
Okay, I like that.
This is a time die assumed in the opening hand. And then I basically get...
Hunt Master, you need... Well, you've already got it. You've already got the mix here. That's nice.
That's why the Hunt Master is in.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
what you're saying, yeah.
And I need to find...
New Son of Earth playing Animal Crossing right now. How is Animal Crossing? Ultimately, can you tell me what that experience is like? I've heard really good things. It seems like the kind of game that I would really dig, honestly. But I don't want to start playing it because then I would just like sink impossible amounts of time into it. Dysphoria is building a squad for X-Wing currently. Funkula is at work. Galactus says, "Don't disturb the lurkers, please."
People are just enjoying it. So I'm not on charm. I think there's high value in me having a ceremonial. So I would lean Master Vampire or Hammer Knight. I'm not sure which one's better yet as my beef.
I think it's Hammer Knight.
I love Hammer Knight.
I think it's Hammer Knight.
Yeah, let's start with Hammer Knight. And I'll keep this in my short list. So, technically...
Rafe over there, I'm doing some work myself. I don't believe that at all.
0% chance.
0% chance he's doing work right now.
I hear him in the background laughing. All right, let's say...
I hear you in there.
Let's say I play Hammer Knight.
Nobody works after eating fried chicken for lunch.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's not even clocked in. I'm not even clocked in over there.
So then we get another basic, because I got Lulu.
Obesity Morbid making a joke that I definitely understand. Lurkers better off with Hydralisks.
So
it was bogus how good Zerg was just making Hydralisks. Zach will not understand this reference, but seriously, how stupid is it that you could just make one unit that solved all of your problems forever?
Seems good.
You try to do that with Dragoons for Protoss, and it's like, they get in each other's way. They take up half the screen just to try to walk around.
I suddenly understand how my wife feels when I'm talking about Flesh and Blood. She actually works really hard to follow along in conversation.
And then
good.
Bravo can play what cards?
She could tell you who, depending on the deck I'm playing, the worse matchup I have is. Yeah, I got paired against my worst matchup, you see. Anyways,
And
okay,
your car
check
ride
this out.
getting ready for the league tonight, by the way. Sitting in the car.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just waiting in the car ready for the league.
Yeah. Just like I'm gonna drive to the league
Several
tonight.
hour ritual, yeah. Okay, so check
Waiting
this
for
out.
wife to get off right there.
If my first 5 is Omenbringer, Flute Mage, Canyon Shelter, Flash Strike, Hammer Knight, obviously I can do what you did last time, which is like drop a Hammer Knight. Annoying problem.
Yeah.
And your opponent, if they want to waste it's a great blocker because it doesn't exhaust a blight. And also, can you actually bait them into using their removal option? Like immediately. If not, you got a Hammer Knight.
And also, if not, you threaten Flute Mage on exhaust.
Right.
And so then it's like, so now they have to kill the Flute Mage or the Hammer Knight on your second play. They have to.
And inevitably, if they can, it's the Hammer Knight. And if they don't and they kill the Flute Mage, you've already won.
Yeah.
Great.
You've won.
But Omenbringer, right, coming out, and then if they want to waste a control spell on that or whatever, be my guest. But if they don't, then you Lulu Spark, attack, clear the Omenbringer thing. You have the option, technically, if you've done all that, you can't play the Omenbringer again. Side note, you also hide the fact that you're cannon sheltering.
Well, and you might end up in a weird situation where these 2 dice become a second Omenbringer.
Yeah. Or
Although it doesn't have that much value at that point.
Yeah. Like this is definitely an optional.
That's a pivot slot there.
Yeah.
It really. So this.
Well, dude, you know what's pretty crazy?
I may not open with Flute Mage, because it's not like the combo is going to get off the ground on turn 1.
Right.
You don't have the time dice sitting there to allow it to happen. So that's worth considering.
I appreciate that chaos theory. Saying I just built a Lulu deck based on Zach's previous concept, adding creepers in, place a stallion. I'm gonna try it and report back.
Nice.
Do so.
Yeah, we should try that.
So check this out though. Let's say you just play Hammer Knight, right? Casually.
It's a common play.
If Hammer Knight's on the board and you have Flash Strike in hand, you can literally side action spark the Hammer Knight, attack, and play Flash Strike. And all of a sudden it's dealing 4 damage first. If it destroys something, deal 1 damage to something else.
Yeah, that's super good.
And took no damage in the exchange.
Flash Strike Hammer Knight's kind of a great moment.
Interestingly, again, we are trying to do too much with too little here. This does not include Fighting Spirit, which may totally be another concept.
Drop it. We don't need it.
Let's think about this for a second.
We don't need it. Spark is only there to power the Omenbringer and Flash Strikes.
Yeah, I agree.
As Nick Green correctly said, Zach really pulled a Monty Python between last stream and this one. And now for something completely different.
Yeah. I mean, it's still got Lulu.
Frank Levi, Frank Levy. My job gets really annoying around 1:30. Too many distractions from the stream. Well, the only answer to that is to quit your job.
Logical.
Clearly, it's what must be done. But you've got what you need here, right? Looks like Chaos Theory just sent a version of an actual deck to us.
Yeah, because
Nick's probably working on one too. What's up, Claire?
Nick's saying I'll send you the Stallion version. So I'm excited about trying all these decks, actually. So we'll come back in a second. So if you play Hammer Knight, this is also something that's kind of interesting to me. Just play Hammer Knight, right? Cool.
I like how the deck has now gotten boiled down to play Hammer Knight on turn 1. Isn't this deck great?
It is. Yeah. But so you play Hammer Knight.
I'm with you so far.
I have Flash Strike in hand.
Yeah.
So if you play a 3 health thing, Hammer Knight can literally Flash Strike it.
Mm-hmm.
Do 3, do 1 to something else if you have something else around, right?
How do people get rid of this unit on turn 1? Like on the first play? Is there a 4 life removal spell?
Exhaustion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think there's a 4 life removal spell.
If they spend the exhaustion, you can drop the Flute Mage. That's interesting.
Well, if they spend the exhaustion, you play Cannon Shelter. Side action, attach the Hammer Knight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So even if you just Hammer Knight, do your thing, and then you play a Canyon Shelter after you've used the Hammer Knight, you can store the Hammer Knight.
Yeah.
And if nothing else
That
happens,
flash strike could just be another Hammer Knight. Also, you know, like you could spin this dice,
that's
putting
where I was
that Hammer
going.
Knight back
Yeah.
out.
Well,
yeah.
even before Flute Mage happens, right? Or this Lulu ability, it's like, let's just say you start with Hammer Knight, which is a big threat they have to respect. They put stuff out, you attack, you do your thing. They block with their Phoenix Spore. Fine. Side action, attach it here so that you have stored value. Next round, even if it's just next round, you want to exhaust this, and now you can play a Hammer Knight for a time die. Really good.
Yeah, so good.
It's super good.
So good.
But in the event that thinking through other things, right? Okay, so then later in the same turn, you're like, I'll play this, summon Omenbringer. Then I'll summon the Omenbringer for 2. Cool. And then it's like, okay, interesting. Next thing you do, side action to spark it. Attack with Omenbringer for 3. Unexhaust this. This is exhausted still. So now you get a second Hammer Knight on the same turn.
That's pretty good.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, second Hammer Knight on that. That's good. I don't think... Do you think Flute Mage is in the first 5 here?
Maybe. I don't know.
Also, Nick correctly saying, so here are the things you got to worry about. Ping plus Fester.
Yep.
It's classic. LB plus 2 shadows. Lightbringer plus 2 shadows, so it exhausts. I guess it would be Lightbringer. And then you discard an exhausted unit. Backtrack, Grave Knight trade, a few others. So that's not too bad. Chump block, Hammer Knight with 1/1s and establish board position. I think that you're okay with that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty fine too.
The main
'cause it's
thing is
Aftershock.
after the Hammer Knight swings, being able to store it is immense value.
Yeah, and it also doesn't exhaust a counter, so you could also just let it sit there and protect yourself and start setting up the pieces of the Flute Mage combo.
Well, that's what it also does.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, because then really, if you do play it as protection and you have Flash Strike still in hand, really Omenbringer getting to use Flash Strike. Like Omenbringer swinging for 3 with Flash
that's
Strike.
really solid. Yeah, that's gonna pants some folks.
Yeah.
Until we're ready for it.
Interesting.
I like a beautiful comment here from Andrew. Thanks so much. It says, I even if I can't watch and chat, I like to turn off the screen and just listen to all the chatter. I don't get to tune in every day, but I'm always in a better mood when I get to. That's high praise. That's awesome. Chaos wants to play a quick game on Ashtaki if anybody's down. So if anybody in the chat wants to do that, hit Chaos Theory up, or Jeremy, I should say. Also wants to see if they can build a deck and test it before Zach and Steven can decide on a first 5, which is likely. Build a new deck, build a Lulu deck, test it on Ashtaki before we're done choosing our first 5.
It's complex.
Let's stay here, man. Let's leave it here. I think you need to think about this.
Yeah, I do too.
This is very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something happening here. Something's starting to happen.
I do think the ceremonial... I might need a second ceremonial. What was the card I just saw that made me think about that? There was another card I was looking to play.
It's not Fester.
Oh, I know what it was. If I'm going to play a Hammer Knight and also ever recur something.
Mm-hmm. Like the Flute Mage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's also pretty nice because like you can meditate a Flute Mage out and ceremonial it back in.
Can you remove from board?
No, I'm saying like you, if you're even off top of deck.
Sure.
It's like a backwards draw.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some work.
All right. Well, so episode 2, Building Lulu. We have swerved off the road. We're now in who knows where. Not the normal path you would expect, but I think an interesting path nonetheless. And so we've ended up with a different concept here to test, and this is how it goes. It's fine to do this.
Yeah.
Scrap the original idea, even though it is sound, but maybe just there was a new, more exciting idea that came up. And so Flute Mage, Canyon Shelter, Omenbringer combo is now the focus. Not really the focus. It's now the kind of inevitability of the deck. And then we're trying to find out how can we support that concept to always have that threat on the board. And it's the same idea as Fighting Spirit, right? It's like you have this thing that your opponent always has to worry is going to happen, but it just churns a lot harder, I think.
Yeah. I feel like the Fighting Spirit, when we were playing the 2 precons, the game went longer, and so you get a little more value out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But these games are 2 or 3 turns, man.
Yeah.
2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah. Which 2 or 3 rounds of incredible turn by turn combat, I should say. All right, so hey, join us tomorrow. We're gonna be doing a special stream tomorrow, so I think you'll dig that. Tune in, at least see what we're up to, and maybe you'll be interested in it. And then we'll probably come back in with Lulu in a couple of weeks, I would guess.
Yep.
You're going to have a lot of time to brew. We've got some other stuff going on, so we'll be back with Ashes in a bit. And then are we processing for the league on Friday?
It should be this week, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you want to pull up, can you pull up the Jessa? So Ashes League is like the greatest thing. It's happening tonight. There's 12 weeks of league play, 1 game every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central. You get paired up in the Discord, in our Discord, and then you play a webcam game. Very easy to set up a webcam. You do it with a phone. There's a lot of really good solutions for how to do a webcam on a budget. And if you play 8 of your 12 league matches, then you receive the promotional cards that you see here. So Jessa is one of them. Can you flip it also? Flip it to the normal side. We've got the full art on the back. We've got the main art on the front. And then we've also got the anchor knots that are themed after Jessa's kind of style of ceremonial magic.
Alt-art anchor knots are sweet.
Yeah, 3 of those. So it's $30. It lasts for 12 weeks. So basically it's $10 a month to be a part of this league. And the promo cards are nice, of course. They are a nice way to show our appreciation for you participating. But it's really just about having a chance to play with your cards, build some decks, have some casual Ashes games. There's people that are playing precons, right? So it's not a super competitive environment. Everybody's very welcoming, very friendly. And it's just a way to kind of find this community and be a part of it. So sign up. You can find that on our website, teamcovenant.com. And we'll be back with more Lulu soon. So we hope to see you there. And now I will command the mouse to get us into the out times.
Have a good one. See you later.
Take care, everybody.